Once again, welcome to my channel. This is my presentation number 12. And for now, I will be using Berkeley sketchpad, a pencil number 2, and a triangle with grid lines. And first thing to do is establish your horizon line and vanishing point. This will be based on the angle of your view from the building. As you observe, I drew first horizontal lines that will serve as floor levels of my drawing, and then start to draw the massing. And for this drawing presentation, the house is located in a corner lot with an approximate dimension of 10 meters by 8 meters. That must occupy 2-car garage and a function room in the ground floor. And for the second floor, a living, dining, and kitchen with maid's room. While for the third floor, it will be dedicated for the master bedroom and the 2 bedrooms with common toilet, plus a roof deck. And as you see in this drawing, I provided stairway going to the second floor, which will serve as a main entrance or access for the building. I also incorporated overhangs that will serve as sunshade and limit the direct sunlight going to the interior of the building. And for that portion, I wanted to incorporate an accent wall with wood panels. And by the way, for the left portion, it is already a firewall. And after you have completed your massing, you can now proceed and put the essential details, such as the railings, the doors, windows, and accent walls. And for the right portion of this building, I wanted to maximize the view, so I incorporated a corner window on the second floor and the third floor. Designing an infrastructure, always consider to incorporate the plants, trees, and shrubs because they serve not only for aesthetic purposes, they also serve as buffer zones from air pollution and noise. And after you have completed your sketch, you can now finalize your drawing with an ink. And for this, I will be using Unifin Fine Line 0.3. And as you observe, I again started to ink into the foreground, going to its detail, then going to the background. Because sometimes I feel uncomfortable in inking when I do first the less essential part of my design. And by the way, For those who subscribe this channel, thank you for your support. And if you're not yet subscribed, don't be hesitant to support by simply clicking subscribe. And for the previous drawings, you can see the links in my description box below. And for more architectural sketches and perspectives, you can visit my Instagram account and Facebook page, and the links are also in the description box below. And for the railings, I wanted to use a tubular steel in this design because I wanted to emphasize linear. And after you have finalized inking, you can now proceed by rendering your drawing. And again, I will be using mixed medium, colored markers with the brand name of Color for the shadows and shades. While for the final rendering, I will be using watercolor with the brand name of Brown. And for the shades, I am using Warm Gray 4, but later on, if I'm not yet satisfied with the darkness of the shades and shadows, I can use a darker tone of Warm Gray, which is the Warm Gray 7. And in order to determine your shadows, you need to identify the angle and location of your light source. Then project an imaginary angle and length of your shadows, as what I am doing. And if you have done putting shadows, you can now proceed by rendering your drawing with your selected rendering materials. And since I'm using watercolor, I again started to paint my background, then go into the foreground. And as you see, in painting the sky, I started with light, then put darker tone of blue to emphasize the edges of the clouds. And remember, in applying from light to dark, you still have the way to adjust the color, the hardness or softness of the color that you are applying. Same with the entourage. Just apply the light green for base color, then after it dries, repeat it again and finalize with darker green in the middle and lighter or brighter color like yellow in the top of the plants to show highlights, then put shadows. And for the eaves, I painted burnt sienna to to show contrast with the wood panels or accent wall in the middle. Then also apply light blue or sky blue for the windows, and remember to put some gaps to serve as reflections of the glass. I also wanted to show transition of materials in my design, and as you see in my left portion, I used brickworks, then wood panel in the middle, and painted wall in the right portion. For the brickworks, I just used a flat brush, then applied it randomly with the tip of it. And now, as you see, I am now finalizing and repeating the color of the surfaces with a harder tone. And also, as you finalize your surfaces, you can now also finalize the shades and shadows if you're not yet satisfied with the darkness of it. And also, I am painting the road with a darker color to make my design more emphasized. For the eaves, I again put termination lines to show paneled ceiling texture. For the wood panels or accent wall, I applied darker colors randomly to show arrangement of wood. Then now finalize your entourage as well. Put brighter colors on top to show highlights, then darker green on the middle, then put shadows on the bottom. And also finalize the glass. Put darker blue for the edges to show depth. And if you want to put highlights and reflections, just use white ink or correction fluid and apply it on the glass frame. And that's it. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed watching, give it a like. And please support this channel by simply clicking subscribe and click the bell button to be updated for upcoming videos. And for other architectural perspectives and sketches, feel free to visit my Instagram account and Facebook page. The links are in the description box below.